percent, so get your head out your ass. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I've fallen in love again. Don't stop until you hear the I'm the antonym of the internet, been fighting on new grounds over if my love is valid. Fuck this cynicism, let the colors fly. Don't care, you think it's cringe because it's not your life. She said, do you like waffles? I said, hell yeah. Been watching Equals 3 until 2 a.m. I ain't got no iPhone, but I got a DS with a keychain, a pinky. Her cupcakes are the best. I've been failing my classes cause I don't give a damn. They say the world is my oyster, but the free market's a scam. Everything's been changing since last generation was born, and they won't try to take and change. Use a two-edged sword. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I've fallen in love again. Don't stop until you I'm the antonym of the internet, been fighting on new grounds over if my love is valid. Fuck this cynicism, let the colors fly. Don't care, you think it's cringe because it's not your life. It's never too late to fall in love with the world. Your past is not today, so set your stride with a twirl. Yeah, we've all made mistakes before, that's a fact of life. But once you restate your heart, you'll be just fine. Now with your life, you say it's all mine, all mine. Revel in your friends and hobbies, let your heart speak. Wanna drift or say some shit, just block that internet freak. I'm the antonym of the internet, still cleaning up the viruses that you had left. I think I'm falling in love again. Don't stop until you I'm the antonym of the internet, been fighting on new grounds over if my love is valid. Fuck this cynicism, let the colors fly. Don't care, you think it's cringe because it's not your life.
Alright, it's nearly time. Let's go ahead and get started. Oop, sorry. There we go. There, it's popping up. Cool. Ah, okay, there. The audio's back on. Good. Good. Oh, you're working on a new sorcery deck. Yeah, I saw that. You just posted it. I have a question. Can the witch kill you when you're at Death's Door? Because the witch can kill you at Death's Door. That might be the most overpowered avatar of them all. I see you now. Also, Frederick holds the crown, I guess. I don't know what the crown is about. Said you were my... Uh-oh. What's going on with the game audio? It's not playing. It's not giving me audio. Oh, I can hear. I have my volume, like, really far down, though. That's why. Okay, so let's go find Cthulhu and kick his ass. Sound good? I think it sounds good. Let's go! #1 fan, I suppose. Yeah, that's what it said. Hello, demons. It's me, ya boy. Boom! This mace really does remind me of the Mace of Bolek Ball. But yeah, okay, so here's my question. Can the witch kill you when you're at Death's Door? Because the witch can kill you at Death's Door. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about right now, I'm talking about Sorcery of the Contested Realms. It's this really cool TCG player game. This really cool TCG, or trading card game. And it's awesome, and you should definitely give it a try. I did a little short on it a while back. It has, like, crazy board states and a lot of fun, and it's very thematic. Like, the descriptions of the creatures are what they use for type lines. So, like, a ferocious beast that resembles a dragon is an example of, like, a wyvern in the game, because there aren't that many dragons right now. There are a few, but not many. They're very rare and powerful and mysterious. We're actually running a whole mini set with just, like, a bunch of dragon creatures. Hello, Nerd Dragon. And Sorcery is a lot of fun if you haven't tried it out, seriously. It can be hard to find games, but actually Tabletop Simulator has a version of Sorcery. So you can actually play Sorcery on Tabletop Simulator. Just look up Sorcery of the Contested Realms, subscribe to it, and it'll show up in your thing. New update for Power World is awesome. Really? Is it good? How was it fun? I didn't have time to play it this weekend. I've been busy with just, like, everything I've been doing. Between shading new stuff, working on that animatic for the TCRPG and the video, and just a bunch of other things. I'm still working on a 3D model. Frederick, by the way, I'm about to enter testing, my second round of testing. I think I've got the arm movements working for, like, the arms and legs, and I'm about to test. I hopefully should have, like, a mouth, an example of the mouth for a full normal VRM ready as an example. What's the federal holiday? Are you going to be off? That's a federal holiday. Are you going to be off? Yes, I am going to be off July 4th. This Friday. Yes. Nice. Yeah. And my thing right now is I'm working on just getting the 3D model to function. So I'm currently doing it very blocky. It looks very polygon. Not like polygon, but like very cute. Very square. It is very square. It's using only four-sided things to be optimized. Only four-sided surfaces. Really fun. They made water mounts relevant again. How do you make water mounts relevant? Flying mounts are just generally better, aren't they? At least that's how it was with me. Anyway, back to the 3D model. I'm going to have the head, and I'm going to try and make sure the jaw works. And if I can get the jaw working, then I'll get the eyes blinking. And once I have a model that's actually using its own arms, I'll get a quadrupedal model. I'll try the quadrupedal model once I have it working, essentially, you know? And the plan for the quadrupedal model is literally just to take the model I currently have with the arms, add new bones for the basically essentially take a VRM structure and cut off the head and attach it where the head is to like a double jointed part, and using that example. So I'm trying to get the base model ready first, like you suggested. God, I have so much to do this week. Friday is I'm probably not going to be able to spend a ton of time on Friday. I'm probably going to be, like, finishing up my editing, because I want to get that done this week. I am determined to get the video out this week. So that's going to be me, like, editing and working on the thumbnail. It's been a lot, but it's been, like, a very productively busy week. Even at work, I've been busy. Gods, I can't talk about it, technically. I don't think I should talk about it. How about that? I probably could legally, but I don't think it would be wise to. I work for the government, and some things are pseudo-confidential or whatever. Probably shouldn't talk about them. Let's just say there's been frustrations with teams that dropped a bunch of stuff on our team, and we're having problems accessing servers and stuff, or getting permissions. I think it's about as safe as I can be without going into detail. Okay, so traveling with water with optimized water mount gives you 115% speed boost opposed to flying and land mounts. Oh, wow, so it over doubles your speed. That's good. I can see how that would be beneficial. Okay. So they made it so it's actually quicker to travel over water using a water mount. That's good. Because, like, little optimizations like water and flying mounts doing the same amount of speed make water mounts and land mounts irrelevant in most situations. Even land mounts nowadays are a lot of times irrelevant. Because flying mounts in Power World, especially back when I was playing, are just, like, the best. They just give you the most freedom of movement and are just objectively better most of the time. Plus, I found that a lot of flying mounts were easier to aim their abilities while you were riding them. Alright, get him. Get him! Alright! In addition, they add new sea debris salvage mechanic that requires... That's another thing. Having the resource... Alright, that is a very important thing. That will get people to use water mounts immediately. Because the thing that a lot of games, especially open world games, need is a reason for you to stop on your way to objectives. If a player in an open world game is going straight, if they get a new quest and they don't do anything but run straight to the objective marker, the open world game is failing in some respect. It should get distracted. They should have things all the time. Okay, and the Witch is fairly balanced, I'd say. It's designed around being like this utility piece that's essentially several small spells that the Witch can tap for once she doesn't need mana. And she's based around being a spellcaster kind of theme with a lot of, like the build I saw you post at least, has a lot of like, that's actually a really cool build then, turning her into sort of like a burn deck. Very cool, very cool. Oh my gosh, we're going to kill him! Oh my gosh, we're gonna kill Cthulhu! Oh, do my armor look bloody enough, do you think? Oh god, I'm fanboying. I mean, we're about to go murder the Cthulhu. I mean, come on, as Eldritch Abominations go, that's high up there. It's above Satan. That's easily above Satan. I mean, yeah, we killed not Satan in Doom Eternal, but we'd already killed Cthulhu. Obviously, we killed not Satan. Let the -3 power lets power 1 creatures kick you in your kneecaps. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Actually, it'll be fun to see how that goes against Battle Mage, though, because that means my equipment will literally be the deciding factor. Although, can it target anything, or can it only target minions? Because if it can target any unit, then doing that to my avatar is going to be very annoying, I can already tell. Pocket Pair is really good to figure out. Obviously, like, they've clearly... honestly, I'm still impressed that they've continued to improve the game that much. They also spruce... you mentioned that. You mentioned that villages are more lively. You know, I've been looking for something to break up the long run of episodes that are just Doom and Clair Obscur. Next week, I think I'm going to go back to Palworld. The stuff you've been telling me makes me want to go back to Palworld. So I think we might go back to Palworld for a bit and see what all the commotion is about. Because this is good stuff, Dawnseeker. This is like cool shit you're telling me. This seems like the kind of stuff I'd be interested in. Alright. Also, if you guys haven't noticed, that the icon in the center, on the bottom center of my screen, is the OG one. Because I found even more things in the accessibility. Id Software is such a developer that cares about the little things in games. They're clearly a developer having fun, all of which of the effects can only hit your avatar. Ooh. Interesting. That's even more interesting. But you might have noticed, the old Doom Guy sprite is in the bottom of the screen. The old Doom Guy face. Because they added that in there, because they're a developer who actually takes pride in their franchise's legacy. God, imagine being a part of a game dev studio that still takes pride of a game they made in the 90s and actively, like, references and cares about it. To the point of just adding little touches like this, not as DLC so they can make money, but, like, because they thought it'd be funny. There's a difference. I think that's the difference for me between, like, adding callback stuff as DLC and adding it because it's funny. If it's just funny, you tend to add it in anyway because you want it. Not because you want it to make money off the people who like it. For those of you who don't know what he's talking about, though, Sorcery, again, really cool game. If you want to play a card game, pull up Tabletop Simulator and look on the community and go to Sorcery, the Contested Realm. I cannot recommend the game enough. It's a lot of fun. It's a very interesting game with great art on the cards, and you can play it for free on Tabletop Simulator, although I would recommend supporting the official release. Seriously, support the official release. They're really cool. The people who are making it are awesome. They do look really good. They have human artists. You should see how it looks in part of the game where Doom Guy is dead. Boom. Oh yeah, I am king. Ha ha ha! Yes! Bang! Alright. Whoa. Okay, yes! Oh, gotta get some help. Gotta get some help. Real gem for the pal breeders. There's a new machine you can swap pal's gender. Oh, Pokemon could have used one of those. Number of times I had to, like, find a female... The female starter, for me, was, like, the backbreaker in Pokemon. Whenever I wanted to start up, like, my... Because I would eventually... When I was, younger, I got Pokemon Emerald. And eventually I got a hold of Sapphire and Ruby, too. And I used those as my, like, new save games, essentially, to run through and grab legendaries and stuff. And one of the big ones was trying to get a female starter so I could breed, like, the starters with, like, good moves and stuff. Lamau. If you're free, we could play a game on Friday. I probably could. I can do a game. I can do a game. You have to stop me when I say do multiple games. You have to remind me to stop. God, Emerald is an amazing Pokemon game. Yeah, Emerald and then Platinum were just like... I know it was partially as a child. There are people who have legitimate issues with Emerald, because it was like the first game where you couldn't catch them all. But eventually the whole Game Boy game release came out, and I get why they kind of had to do a soft reset after the Gen 2. Because Gen 1 and Gen 2 are kind of a bit of a mess, all things considered. I love Fireland Ridge, really do. The fact that you get the whole Johto region afterwards is just great. Alright, let's see if we can get back up. Come on. Come on, you can do this. Alright, it's not my software. I think it might be my internet. Fuck. Why does Cox suck so much? Oh wait, are we back? Are we back? No, we are not. Why does Talk suck so much? Gods. We are back? We are back? It's not just like... For now. Who knows how long. I apologize. Cox is still like just the absolute fucking worst. Give me fiber or give me death. I fucking swear. I need that upload speed, you know? Still works like shite. That's good to know. That's good. Good to know. We are back? Cox sucks. Who do imagine? Maybe Doom get... No, this is not the game. It's the internet connection. I even restarted OBS and that didn't immediately fix it. It's not that. Still looping. Okay. The absolute fucking worst. Gods. I don't even know what's doing it. Because there shouldn't be anything draining the connection this much. What the hell is happening? Seriously, what the hell? Okay. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. Alright. Oh, we're back up to excellent connection. Okay. Alright, so we're in 720p. But that decreases the data rate. And then Doom crashes. And then Doom crashes. And then Doom crashes. You're not... I just got the message that Neuro Dragon was delayed a few seconds ago. Doom just crashed, though. I don't even know what to do anymore. Oh, man. There's stupidity, and then there's stupidity. I think you're a few seconds behind, from what I can tell. Let's see here. Yeah, I think you're a few seconds behind. Unstable machine spirits. We need to pray to the Omnisaya. I can't say I'm surprised Doom crashed. No. Hey, it's doing its best. It's doing its damnedest. But I decreased the resolution to 720p. It means you aren't going to get beautiful 1080p gaming. But it does mean that the game requires less data to stream and it isn't causing Cox's entire infrastructure to collapse. Alright, so, we're back here. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Yeah, you're only a few seconds behind me now. That kind of fixed it. I think that finally fixed it. Alright. Look at us go! The launch of Doom was riddled with crashes. We're playing in the spirit of things. Hey, the engine, at least the engine isn't complete jank anymore. God, the OG Doom engines are black magic. They got 3D to work in a 2D game engine, and to this day, it's still fucking insane. Actually, I got recommended a video on YouTube that I need to track down again. It's basically a game that, the title of the video was literally, Old Game Optimization was Black Magic, and I'm just like, yeah, that seems like a good video to watch. Also, about my deck, Cloud City lets Switch run away from, and ding you from the void. Fair, but it also needs a void adjacent to move to, or a void nearby to move to, so I can just, you know, play a land and lock you in a little corner. Eventually, Cloud City can't move, is my point. I will admit, the stupid bats are going to be annoying. Those things are going to get annoying if they can consistently fly around my arena, fly around the arena and, you know, just ping me for damage and heal you. That is going to be annoying. 2016 was stable looking compared to being 20 gigabyte. That's also black magic looking comparably to Dark Ages. Yeah, it is. But game optimization is a lost... I feel like we've been over this before. Game optimization is a lost art. They don't have to try anymore. It's so disappointing. It's like, oh yeah, everybody has a terabyte hard drive now. We don't need to bother with compressing our games. It's like, bitch, I'd like to have more than 5 games on my computer. I'm sorry, I'd like to have more than 5 games on my computer at any one time. Gods. Just, it frustrates me because they were given more space, and instead of using it for anything good, they wasted it on not optimizing their games. And some people say it's like, oh, well, they used that for other stuff. It's like, no, they didn't. They just didn't compress the files. The games are still the same. They just didn't compress the files. Like, any other things that games have gotten over the years has not been because they aren't optimizing anymore. It's because they are just fixing it all in post and trying to shove more hours of content or something. Doom was 3D and 2D engines. Yeah, I know. Yeah, dude, that's a well-known fact. Doom was in a 2D engine, but it used like illusionary trickery to make you think it was 3D. It was like, I think I've seen Doom in OG Wolfenstein called 2.5D because it's not really 3D, not like it's in like it's a 3D world with 3D models, but it looks 3D to a casual observer or when you're playing it and you kind of move around a 3D world-ish. Later games were actually even more impressive than the OG Doom. There were other games that were even like more impressive when it comes to faking the 3D look in a 2D engine. I don't know, if we play on Sorcery on Friday, could you record it? I could. I actually thought about that actually a bit. You actually are beating me to the punch here. I was literally thinking today about other things I could do to stream to break up the monotony, and I was like, what if we streamed Sorcery? Because I've already established I'm going to put Sorcery on my channel and advertise for them. Because holy shit, they need it. And also, yes please. More of this. If your product is legitimately good, I will shill for you. But it has to be good. I don't just do it for free because you say so. Duke Nukem is more impressive fake 3D. Yeah, it is. Duke Nukem is actually way better at the fake 3D. Again, later games like Duke Nukem, I think Serious Sam 3 is also really good from what I've heard. Optimization of old games is black magic. Seems like I should see it. Honestly, in the video they put up too was Shadow of the Colossus. Apparently there's a lot going on behind the scenes on that game that I'm not aware of. The frame rate is apparently really weird. I know that much. There's something about the frame rate, but it was so long ago. I need to look at the video though, because it looks like it'll be interesting and have stuff to say. And I love watching videos about like game optimization, game history and stuff. It's so cool and so interesting that I get sucked in. I have those videos playing like all the time. Oh man. Let's go, everybody, let's go. We killed all the demons. Now it's time for Doom Guy to do his second favorite activity. Finding puzzles. Because apparently the man who rips demons in half for funsies also loves brain teasers. Because why the fuck not? Oh, man. But yeah, it's like, and again, optimization was the kind of thing that was really lost rather recently. Like, PS3 and Xbox games had to be well optimized. Think about that. That was 2 generations ago. It's only in, like, the previous generation and the generation after that games really lost their optimization as, like, a crucial part of their development. The PS4 was the tipping point. Once they had, like, a 500 gigabyte drive as, like, a base, they stopped caring. They just did. Flat out. They stopped caring. And I think that was a mistake. It all started with early access. I don't even think early access is to blame. Because, like, early access games were oftentimes early demos. And demos are plenty common. Like, there were plenty of games that were developed alongside it. But a lot of times it was just, like, not giving a shit. I mean, think of, like, the worst examples of bad optimization. There's things like Call of Duty or giant AAA games. Early access games don't generally have shit optimization. And if they do have bad optimization, they oftentimes make up for it with other things. Like, I don't mind if a game has bad optimization, but it allows me to mod it more easily. So they make the files easier to access for the modding community. But that's not what a lot of games do. They just dump the files there because why not? Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state. Oh, gods. You know, I used to watch The Big Bang Theory with my family. I will admit to having watched the show. I even thought it was alright for a time. But looking back, it's very, very shallow. Part of it was seeing references I understood being laughed at by people who don't know the reference. And then I realized, oh, they're just like hearing technobabble and laughing. And I'm like, okay, never mind. It stopped being funny, I guess. It started just kind of being upsetting, weirdly enough. I'm not even sure upsetting is the right word. More just like disappointing. It's like when someone almost seems like they're interested in something you like, and then they're actually not. It all started with the Big Bang. Years ago. Alright, I don't know how to get to that demon portal. And I don't want to just go... Do I go to the Cthulhu gate and go fight Cthulhu? Or probably go to another boss arena area? I do like this area, though. There's stuff to do here. I want to jump through the hoop. I wanna go do shit. How do I activate the jump platforms? There are clearly jump platforms around here, and I want to know how to activate them. How do we activate the jump platforms? We must activate the rooster jumps and go hoopsies through the air. It must be done. It must. I demand it. Ooh, I picked up some gold, so this is obviously a direction I haven't been to before. Okay. Let's go, let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, and I watched the Cyanide Happiness or whatever video you sent, the compilation. Those were pretty funny. It was definitely the kind of humor I would have been really into in high school. Subnautica and Power World examples of early access done right. Exactly. Subnautica, the original in particular, is one of the best games, period. And also Hades. Look at Hades. Hades is a very good game, and it doesn't take up a lot of space either. But again, early access being used for good it's like any tool. Early access is for the right type of game. If it's done right, it can help make a game better. Baldur's Gate was in early access. And Baldur's Gate being large, I don't mind, because it's a gigantic RPG, and those have always been kind of large, and it also gave us good modding tools. Like, it is probably one of the prototypes. I was there during the early access community. It was amazing. Oh, Subnautica, though. Subnautica was so cool. Actually, I was watching a video. It wasn't really a video, it was a short, and it was like a biologist who was talking about how he played Subnautica, and it's like, look, if you play it as a biologist, like, yeah, it definitely has the beauty of the ocean covered, but the shock value of being attacked by something horrific in the deep doesn't have the same horror element. That's just kind of like our day-to-day life, you know? And I was just like, ah, yes, if you already know the ocean is full of fucked up shit, it doesn't seem as terrifying when the fucked up shit scares you in the game. It just is kind of interesting and cool. Speaking about it, optimization in 2007 priorities, destructibility, AI, lighting, all sorts of things to make the game fun. Modern priority graphics and relatives. I mean, they still care about lighting, and they still care about ray tracing. You know? They still care about these things. They just don't care about optimization. And the stability issue, that one's a little tricky because consoles are kind of falling apart. I think that's a big thing for games, is that for a while, games have been able to really rely on consoles. Because, let's be real here, PC ports have always been a mess. Like, period. Think of, like, Arkham City, or the Batman games, just all the Batman games, or even Dark Souls from 2010. Dark Souls, you know, PS3 Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2 were a mess. The Dark Souls 1 patch was notoriously bad, although, to be fair, the developer literally didn't want to. They only made it because the people begged them to make the game and make it available for PC, and he was like, fine, we're not going to console exclusive it. So it was less that they just didn't plan to release on PC, and it was kind of all they had. Which I get. You know, sucks, but it's there, and it got fixed with fan patches and stuff like that, so it's mostly playable. Give out lighting because they can push ray tracing. Oh, 100%, absolutely. I'm not denying that. I mean, it's all about that money, and NVIDIA has huge influence in it, and they've been pushing the ray tracing thing for years at this point. Remember the "it just works"? You think Todd Howard is the only one who said that? No. The CEO, two different gaming CEOs involved in the gaming industry said that particular line. Look up NVIDIA, it just works ray tracing. Trust me on that. You'll get a good laugh. Because it most certainly didn't just work back then. Or at least it worked from a mechanical side, but not from a developer side. Alright, I guess this was just a secret area. I always say that people have been looking for aliens in the wrong place. Space is extremely long ride for aliens. You already got aliens on Earth. Look in the ocean. Oh yeah, there are some messed up things in the ocean. Like some really messed up things in the ocean. I never want to go to Australia. And one of the reasons is because there is a literal jellyfish the size of your thumbnail. Not your thumb, your thumbnail. That can kill you with a venomous toxin it can sting you with. They're just floating around the beach in the waters there. Hope you like nearly dying because something tiny brushed against your leg and you didn't feel it. You think I'm joking? You can look it up. It's terrifying as shit. They also, if I remember correctly, are also kind of biologically immortal, which is kind of funny. They just don't die of old age, essentially. They just also don't generally live long enough, I think. Because, you know, tiny little jellyfish, even if it's venomous. No, the ocean is full of things. Actually, that was like Lovecraft's whole gimmick, was that the ocean held more depths, just as terrifying as the vastness of space or whatever. Realize why old games hit so different. Because back then you could make money as a game by selling it, so it needs to be awesome and genuinely fun or reviews will screw you. Yeah, nowadays they make money via microtransactions. Even games with small audiences can make a shit ton of money if they just have a few whales. And whales are, I'm sorry, they're some of the most gullible people on Earth. Like, legitimately, whales, you have problems. As someone who has spent money in microtransactions before, like, I'm only human. Or, I guess I'm only dragon. We have some of the same horrible impulse control as humans. Trust me, it's a problem. Don't try and deny it, Nerd Dragon. We all have bad impulse control. We see shiny and go burr. But the thing with microtransactions that really pisses me off is that they just destroy. A fool and his money are easily parted. I don't do microtransactions anymore because I learned better, and I never spent a lot. Like, ever. Microtransactions were always a thing I did very sparingly, because I didn't have a lot of money to spend, and as a result, by the time I got money, I just did not want to put money into that stuff. I even don't like doing cosmetics unless even dragons aren't flawless. You're right, unfortunately. Even dragons are fully flawless. Aren't fully flawless. Alright, where the frick am I supposed to go? I don't understand what you mean by stand here. Doom. Okay, what is the goal here? What is my motivation? What is my motivation? What quest am I going on? What is the point right now? Aren't I meant? Good. We aren't flawless. We should never be flawless. Nothing in this world is flawless. Okay, so it's gotta be something around here. What the actual... Did the game glitch out? I'm actually wondering. Genuinely wondering if the game glitched out. Because there has to be somewhere I can go, but the marker is just saying, look around here, buddy. It's weird. Huh. Come on. Don't be like this game. Is it one of those things where I have to throw my shield in the right direction again? World building. Ah. Are we still great and badass genuinely? Yes. World building. Even dragons aren't flawless. But no, microtransactions are predatory, just by their nature. Like, you can sort of do them responsibly. I hate to use the word responsibly with the word microtransaction. The two feel antithetical. But it's like how, yeah, a welder can use a blowtorch effectively to repair something. It doesn't mean the average person can. And I would say most designers are, oh, hey, I did something. Cool. Something's happening now. I don't think most designers are responsible enough for microtransactions, flat out. I guess mobile gaming has also just made it, like, so obvious that's where money is. You can responsibly use cocaine. And I genuinely am, like, surprised that, like, it boggles my mind with all of the groups that are, like, the pro-parenting groups, that microtransactions have not been murdered to death. You'd think after, like, the 13th kid spent thousands of dollars on his parent credit cards, that instead of trying to ban video games, they would just ban the microtransactions. Like, legitimately. I'm actually surprised, because it feels like one of the things where gamers and the parents would be on the same page for. Like, if a bunch of parents got together and said, we want to advocate to ban microtransactions from those horrible games, you'd probably have a bunch of gamers being like, cool, we support you. God. Imagine the parents getting ready for the kid backlash, and the kids all going like, yeah, we agree. And the parents just wondering what side of history they're on. Or the kids being like, oh god, do we have to agree with our own parents? Funny thing is, PS3 was transition phase of microtransaction, had some scary practices and some cool games. Yeah, it was also the phase where, like, most of the microtransactions I saw were for things that were, like, expansion packs. And I've heard a lot of people try and, like, denote the difference between, like, the expansion pack and the DLC, and it's just this rabbit hole, though. Like, legitimately, there's just a rabbit hole you can go down, and oh my god, where am I supposed to go? Like, I like that I'm finding secret areas, but holy shoot. Where am I supposed to go, and what am I supposed to do here? Oh, it's driving me insane. This is actually driving me a bit mad. I need to figure out what to do in this map. What is this map called? God, what is this level called? I need to get out of here. Sometimes microtransactions are actually micro DLC. Never forget EA's transition. Oh no, never forget Battlefront 2. Ever. Do not ever. I've heard people say it's good now. No, you fucked that up. You do not go back to that. Any developer that is willing to do that does not deserve your money, your time, or your attention. I don't care if you can play as Darth Vader. Do not play it. Resist the temptation. Make them suffer for it. But they didn't. They went back to it. And it is kind of like the universal truth, is that if you keep going back to it, at a certain point you have to blame yourself. I hate to say that. It feels rude. But, like, you can only protest for so long before the mountains of cash make it seem like we're not protesting. And I get that it's a small minority of people doing most of the money, but it is very much hurting our position. Because as long as they have, like, 1% of us as whales, honestly, not even 1%. As long as, like, 0.01% of us are whales, it doesn't matter what we boycott. Because they will just make the money back. They will pay as much money as possible. And I'm just like, I just don't understand the mindset, personally. Like, legitimately, I don't understand the mindset of it. It's, hey, let's put all our money into this shitty company that's doing shitty things because I'll get a momentary dopamine rush. And it's like, dude, there are like 1,000 better dopamine rushes that don't require you to empty your entire wallet. Come on, my friend. Have some standards. I refuse to be a hypocrite as much as possible. That's generally my advice on it, too. It's like, just try not to be a hypocrite. If you protest microtransactions, don't buy them. Okay. The portal worked this time, I guess. Cool. Don't know why. I don't know what happened here. I guess the game just kind of broke. You are powerless. Don't resist. I'm gonna resist all I want. And you know what? I don't buy games from shitty companies usually. I try not to. I'm probably not gonna buy any more Assassin's Creed games ever because I've just decided Ubisoft is a shitty company that doesn't deserve my money. I will buy some of their stuff from like their less established things. If it looks like they're trying new stuff, I will reward them. I played their new Prince of Persia game, not the 2D side-scrolling one. That was actually pretty good. Honestly, legitimately good. Persian mythology is something that needs more representation. It's why Pokemon is still crap. People complain and ride around and buy the games, the DLC. Yeah, I bought the main game, one of them. Now I did buy Legends Arceus because again, I try not to buy from shitty companies, but if I see a shitty company trying to do something that I think is writing the direction, like with Legends Arceus, I will buy that game to show them that yes, this is a positive move, and if you want to recover, you should do more stuff like this. I think there is good and bad incentive. But I also didn't really buy any of the DLC for Pokemon because I like Pokemon as a mostly complete game. I say that. Pokemon has always kind of had DLC, sort of, because it's always had mystery gifts, you know? Like, there's always been content. If you want to talk about games where you can't access some of the content on the disc, Pokemon is weirdly actually a good example. Because Pokemon has always had events and stuff like that you had to go to a physical location to get a hold of. Now, granted, with Pokemon, it kind of seemed cool, and also there was always an action replay. It wasn't like, you know, the game wouldn't brick if you decided to use an action replay or something. Well, I guess you could brick your game if you used an action replay, but it wasn't the default state of being. Mystery gifts were free, though. Not always. Some of them were rewards for going to movies. It's how they boosted some of their Japanese box office numbers, was by making mystery gifts. What was it? Legend, like the Zorua movie, but Zoroark movie, in particular, was given shiny versions of the legendary dogs, Entei, Raikou, and Suicune. You got those for going to a movie. Now, granted, you know, it wasn't the only way to get Raikou in that game, I don't think. So it's not like it was, like, fully gaining material. And I don't really think it was a problem. You misunderstand me. I don't think it was a problem. I'm just saying it's kind of, if you want to, like, look at an example of that kind of behavior, the Pokemon games actually aren't a bad place to start. Because they're where the behavior was kind of acceptable. They were additional content. They weren't necessary to beat the game. And you could just, like, I mean, they weren't necessary to 100% the game, which is a little annoying, and I got frustrated with a lot. But, again, action replay is right there. Just grab one of those. I loved the Sinnoh movies. Those were some of my favorites. I also liked the, the first few Pokemon movies were just so good. Did you guys ever watch Mewtwo Strikes Back? Like the second Mewtwo movie? That one was great. I actually really liked it. Honestly, I love how Mewtwo keeps wiping Ash's memory and Ash keeps finding him. It's like, god damn it, why does this one human keep finding me again when no one else can? It's like, I literally wiped him. Mewtwo has wiped this man's memory like 3 times. They seem like fun events, though I could neither go. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they were always in Japan, too. That was my main... That's why I was annoyed with them as a kid. It was mostly... Like, it wasn't even that, because I could get the event Pokemon through my action replay. And yes, I had an action replay. If you played a Pokemon game and didn't have an action replay, you were essentially a third-world citizen, let's be honest. Because you either had to have an action replay or go to every event. Not Mewtwo Returns. He didn't wipe out... I thought he did. I thought he wiped his memory in Mewtwo Returns. I guess not? Okay. It's been a while since I've watched it. Now, the second and third Pokemon movies, though, the movie 2000 with Lugia and the Entei movie with the Unknown, Mystery of the Unknown or whatever, God, the Unknown movie in particular is, like, weirdly good. I need to get a copy of it for my Plex server, because, like, I remember that thing actually being good, and I want to rewatch it again. Like, it has a little girl dealing with the fact that her dad is dead. Even though he probably just got, like, sucked into the unknown dimension or whatever. Also, the unknown are, like, low-key the, like, language of Arceus or whatever. Like, they're, like... I feel like retroactively they kind of implied that due to the unknown having all these reality warping abilities, they're basically just like Arceus' servants or something like that. Because they're near where like a lot of the space-time ruins and Arceus stuff is in Sinnoh, I know that much. And they've been tied to like reality manipulation and like ancient Pokemon lore in the past, like really, really old lore. So it's like they just appear in one movie and they're in like so many of the games, you know, as like a major place you can go to. But they don't really pop up a lot in the show or movies after the third one, which is weird, right? Like, just a little... I know they had, like, one movie, so maybe they didn't need any more, but considering that they continuously have, like, a ruin in most games, and in most regions, it's a little weird that they don't show up more. Meow from the clone Pokemon convinced Mewtwo to only let Team Rocket's memory. Okay. Ugh. Gods. Mewtwo is such a good character. Also, you all have seen the Mewtwo, like, short before, like, essentially his origin story short, where the girl dies. Like, all the clone children and the clone Bulbasaur and Charmander and Squirtle disappear and they fail, and her father is like, no, I've lost my little girl, only Mewtwo survives. God, that short was some of the best Pokemon has ever been. The whole Mewtwo origin story short is some of the best stuff ever. That poor professor. Man sold his soul to Giovanni and did everything right and still didn't get his daughter back. But that's the tragedy, right? He threw away his chance to keep living, chasing after the past. And when he finally got something out of it, he treated it like a weapon. And didn't see it as, like, you know, someone his daughter would have probably not wanted him to abuse. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. It's his fate is so tragic. It's so good. Like, it is some of the best Pokemon has ever been, hands down. And I am so, like, every time I've seen that, I'm just like, oh. That actually made me cry as a child. Like, legitimately. Even as, I think, a teenager when I rewatched it when I was thinking, like, high school or whatever. I was like, oh my god, this is actually sad. This has better emotional depth in the storytelling than most, like, PG-13 or R-rated movies. They killed a little girl in a Pokemon movie. Like, imagine, think about that for a second. They actively killed a little girl in a Pokemon movie. It goes to show that a rating isn't everything. It really is a good example of, like, how anything can be good, in my opinion. Pokemon didn't treat me with a weapon. I mean, he helped him. He was still helping him. Sorry, he was treated as a test subject, not a weapon. My apologies. He was treated as a test subject, not a weapon. He should have treated it like his child, because Mewtwo met his girl and was, like, super nice to him. If he hadn't wiped his memories, or if he had just, like, told him what all the memories were about, maybe he would have survived, because, like, if he was like, you were her father. I shall ensure. I could totally see an alternate timeline where Mewtwo found out, like, got the memory of her back a little bit earlier, and didn't have it just an echo for a while, maybe got some of it back with his psychic powers, realized she was his dad, or her dad, and was like, I will protect you at all costs. And he becomes the link to humanity instead of Ash. Like, I can totally see that happening. It's crazy, though, that Pokemon has so much actually good content for a franchise that's designed to sell toys. I know that a lot of toy franchises have, like, that thing that's really good. You know, inevitably, people like it enough. There's going to be people who want to take it and do some good art with it. But generally, it's not always, like, a lot of stuff. It's, like, one or two things. But I think Pokemon has, like, a fairly decent track record for decent at best and, like, weirdly amazing content at times. Like, that episode where Ash got all his Pokemon on the mountain and they were all, like, freezing to death around him. That was amazing. And just, like, stuff like that continues to pop up in Pokemon, where it's a popular enough franchise that it just gets the art and love that other toyish franchises don't always get. And it just gets, like, so much. I mean, don't get me wrong, MLP is also another franchise that got way more good content than it probably needed, but That's a whole other discussion. Professor thought his lost daughter basically brought her soul, became obsessed with bringing her back. Yeah. The moment where his wife left him was particularly, like, heartbreaking. Because it's like she's moving on. She's still sad, but she's like, she knows that she can't keep going like this. And it's clear that she doesn't, like, she's not angry at him for her loss. It's not like she's blaming him for his daughter. She wants to move on. She wants to move on with him. And he's so obsessed over their dead daughter and, like, bring her soul back. And she's like, this is not a healthy coping mechanism. I cannot do this. I know where this is going to lead. It's going to lead into pain and suffering, and I can't put myself there again. I'm sorry. I can't follow you down this path. I mean, assuming she didn't just think she was flat out insane, obviously. There is obviously an argument to say that she just thought he was completely mad. All the way. Not just that it was self-destructive, but that he actually was just going crazy, you know? Then again, the Pokemon world's tech is pretty advanced, and there are literal ghost Pokemon, some of whom are said to be actual dead people who have come back. So I guess in a world where ghosts are provably real, it probably isn't too far a stretch to say a doctor could bring his daughter's soul back into existence. It's like, I wonder if that was her thoughts. Like, he's going completely insane. It's like, wait, ghost Pokemon. Okay, he's not insane. He's just, like, super mentally unstable. Got it. I don't think she got it. No, I'm saying I don't think she thought it was crazy. It's like Yamask. Yeah, Yamask or Gengar. Just like a bunch of Pokemon prove that souls exist in the Pokemon universe. So obviously, she probably didn't think he was crazy. I mean, ghost Pokemon aren't exactly rare. They're not completely common, but they're not like rare like Dragon Pokemon are. I think in Kanto they weren't like super common, I guess. Oh, man, though. Oh, yeah, it's, there's, like, just, like, the whole thing of it all. Pokemon has so much good stuff. The movie 2000 was also good. That one gets overlooked, I think, a few times. But that one was really sweet. I loved just everything about it. The Psycho Collector guy who ends up destabilizing the entire environment. It's like, maybe we shouldn't pillage random places for cute little knickknacks and destroy the weather. Wow, the environmental messaging on that one is just so on the nose. It's like, rich old guy with giant machine comes and captures local wildlife, destabilizing the local environment and causing ecological catastrophe. It's like, yeah, there's no environmental messaging here at all. Oh, man. I sometimes I can appreciate when something is just so on the nose, you know? Oh gods, what the hell is... Oh, it's time to combo. Well, I think this is melee range, right? Melee. Melee! I like how the shockwave of this thing alone is killing them. It's great. Bang! Want to talk about environmental wrestling in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald are all about it. Oh my god, you're right. They literally had people trying to decide if we need more land or if we just need the ocean to make humanity less relevant. Okay, so we're getting some Cthulhu Nightmare World shenanigans. Cool. They're making Doomguy hallucinate. Holy shit, I didn't even know Doomguy could hallucinate. Let's go, baby. Yeah, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire were essentially a gigantic environmental message. Also, have you guys seen the meme, which is like Cyrus from Team Galactic, and I forget what her name is, but she's like the mad scientist lady from the Alola games. And like one of these is like 40 years old and is a nihilistic 40-year-old scientist, and the other is just a dude or like one of these guys is like a scientist in their 40s, and descends to the clouds was captivating. Oh man, dude, if you're talking about Rayquaza scenes, you have to mention Deoxys. Destiny Deoxys is one of my favorite Pokemon movies, hands down. It actually has good writing too, I find. Like genuinely, the whole thing about Deoxys being like kind of misunderstood, but Rayquaza is just like an animal in the territory, you know. And also, I like the guy who's not obsessed with Pokemon. And he's not really obsessed with Pokemon even after he gets over his fear. He's like, okay, plus I'll mine all my friends. But, like, he's not going to go probably become a Pokemon trainer. He's probably going to stay there and work with machines like his dad does. God, also Giratina first review in Platinum. Ah, God, Giratina. Platinum was so good. Like, the entire reverse world. They had an entire, like, second world for Giratina. And they had, like, the weird Battle Frontier area and everything. There was so much love and attention put into Platinum. Like, there was just so much to do and so much good content in Platinum. I love that game. It is my favorite Pokemon game, hands down. Even compared to Legends Arceus. I will say that. Might be slightly controversial, but I will say it. I prefer it over Legends Arceus, even. Platinum was just a solidly good game. The Beast approaches. I am the Beast. I am the Beast, not you, Cthulhu. I am the monster you should fear. Ah, the purple key. Reveal. Yeah, the first reveal of Giratina in Platinum. Where he's like the shadowy figure sticking out of the void. Oh, man. And then we had Arceus giving us like a flash of all of creation. Like that weird flashing scene with like 1,000 different images, some of which are from the actual real world. That was really cool. If you've never seen the Platinum, the Arceus scene, because you never got the mystery gift for it, oh man, it's cool. It's freaking awesome. The entirety, Gen 4 was peak. I'm just saying it. Gen 4 was peak. I'm sorry. You can't fight me on this. Gen 4 was peak. Gen 4 was when Pokemon peaked. Black and White was like a straight line, which at the time was disappointing. I think Black and White was still good, but it was a straight line. It wasn't better or worse. I would say probably it's a straight line from Diamond and Pearl, maybe not Platinum, so maybe it's a little bit worse, but it's still on the level of Diamond and Pearl. And Black and White 2 actually are pretty good games, all things considered. Black and White is still like a good game with the good stuff going on. It still has a lot of the mechanics. And also, I liked a lot of the battle varieties. Black and White 2 had a lot of battle variety stuff going on, which did feel a bit like we can't decide on a bunch of big new mechanics, so we're going to have 1,000 small ones. But at least it had new ideas, and these felt like interesting new ideas. I hate fairy types. I'm just going to say it. I hate fairy types. And it's not... I know Assembly's going to say it's because you like dragons. Like, yes, I do like dragons, and I do like the dragon type. I hate fairy types because I feel like they gave ice types little to no reason to exist. Ice types and steel types used to exist as counters to dragons, and now you have a type that is immune to dragons and does extra damage to them. It literally stole the purpose of fairy and steel types and put it into one type, but better. So we got a hand to Cyrus. Man almost did it. He did almost rewrite all of reality and create a new world. Yeah, he did almost do it. I'm going to be called biased for my hatred of fairy types, and I will continue to bang the drum that I dislike them. If they wanted better counters for dragons, make some ice steel types, and just make some freaking good ice Pokemon, you cowards. Like, ice Pokemon have a very mixed bag. There have been only a few good ice God of Space and Time. How do you top that? Exactly. It's also when, like, the powers creeping got... Because remember, we went from, like, local shrine deities to the gods of the weather, you know. Then we had like, a time traveler, but he wasn't, like, the god of time. He was just a guardian of a forest who could travel through time. That was Celebi. Then we had, like, the weather incarnate with, had no choice but to try a different story. And you know what? For all its flaws, the whole thing with In being misled and being like, you know, In makes good points. The Team Plasma as a whole is stupid. They're assholes who just want to conquer the world. But, you know, In as a person makes some decent points. Uh-oh. It's good. Whoa. Oh, boy. We're gonna fight Cthulhu. Oh, my God. It's him. It's him. Me, fangirl. Oh, my God. It's Cthulhu-senpai. Show me those tentacles. Show me those tentacles. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do a from the inside out fight with Cthulhu. We're gonna kill him we're gonna kill an elder god from inside his stomach. Gonna give him some real good indigestion. Pokemon Black and White though scaled down and went for a more like personal story, with the Pokemon being powerful, you know, dragon monsters that were essentially going to help Team Plasma conquer the world. Good luck with that, because the protagonists of the previous games is sitting there with the gods of their respective regions. I mean, literally, the Diamond and Pearl trio of protagonists are Barry and the other two protagonists from Diamond and Pearl and Platinum are just sitting there with the literal gods of the universes and Pokeballs, being like, sure, you're totally going to conquer the world, buddy. Like, seriously, shouldn't you have heard of the children who caught God in a Pokeball? Shouldn't you have heard about them? So I do give them props for trying new things even if they didn't work out in their eyes. That is one of the problems with today's society. Praise the company that when risks work out. Yeah, they only praise it when risks work. And I think Black and White 2 were generally good. Platinum was just a really hard game to follow. Now, I like Mega Evolutions, he says, defending himself from the horde of angry Pokemon fans. I like Mega Evolutions. However, X and Y were shit games. They were. They were kind of lacking in extra content that we kind of come to expect. They were a bit stripped down in a lot of ways to accommodate the new graphics. They really liked showing off those 3D shots of the buildings or whatever. And they were just kind of boring. A lot of the new designs didn't hit it for me, and in general, I just kind of found them lesser experiences. They don't work out or criticize for not playing it safe. Exactly. It's this very frustrating thing where a lot of companies just play it safe because to them it's the safer route. They're going to be criticized if it fails no matter what. So they might as well just get the money. And it's a very bad mentality. It's why I like to praise games who do stuff even if it doesn't work out. Like, I praise Flintlock for trying to make for doing all the good things it did, even if the game is a little rough around the edges. It's a very rough around the edges game, but I'm not going to get angry at a developer for trying this cool, you know, pistol pairing, double jumping, fox god having playstyle. It was a lot of fun, and it had some good ideas that other games could learn from and develop more. Because game design is an iterative process. Basically every mechanic was built upon the backs of 1,000 other games who did it worse. Every good mechanic that's ever come out, every interesting, unique mechanic was built upon another interesting or unique mechanic. Even in the earliest days of games, it was just built on real life, and then the new mechanics that came from that came from what can we do to separate this to make it work better in this medium. All right. Yes. Black and White are not my favorite. They did many interesting things. Example, rotation. Rotation battles, yes. Black and White had some of the largest variety of battles, too. Like, they had a bunch of stuff. They had, like, the train people. They had those, like, stupid train battle things. They had the rotation battles. They had the triple battle. Like, they did a lot of really cool stuff with the system. They were clearly throwing whatever they could at the wall to see if it stuck. And you know what? I can't fault them for that. They were at least trying. Kalos was also trying stuff. I just hate the fairy type, and also I genuinely don't think they were good games as a whole. Like Black and White 2, for as many times as they missed, the game itself at its core was solid. It was lacking for an identity, I felt like. Like, there wasn't... You look at Platinum and Diamond and Pearl, you're like, this is Pokemon. This is, like, iconic Pokemon. We're going to the top. We're going face in time. We have the online trade system. We're connected. We're advanced. It was the whole identity of Platinum and Diamond and Pearl for me was Pokemon for the next for the next gen consoles. This is how we can take it beyond the Game Boy. You know, it was the first game on the DS and wanted to show the benefits of the hardware. It had all the dual screen stuff. That's how I feel about designs. Exactly, yeah. And again, I think the stuff that they do well should be praised. One of the problems I do have with modern Pokemon, though, is there are way too many fucking alternate forms. Or, there are way too many abilities that are just, my Pokemon gets bigger and stronger and better. Like, they have Gigantamax, they have Mega Evolutions, they have, what was the Z moves? Pick a lane and stick in it. If you like Mega Evolutions, do Mega Evolutions. Make sure they're there. Show us cool new ones. Give us regional variants. I'm cool with regional variants. The Alola games, okay, I'll be honest. I hate basically every Pokemon game that's come out after Black and White 2. But I do like Alola. And I like it even though the Executor is there and it looks like an abomination. Regional variants are so cool. There was a joke with me and my friends where I hated the Executor and I hated the fact that it was a fucking dragon. This is not a goddamn dragon, you fucking assholes. But Alola was one of the coolest games. And the regional variants in Alola and later games are one of the best ideas I've seen for Dragon Fruit. Please stop. We're not going back to this teasing, I swear. Ugh. But the whole thing with the regional variants cleared up an issue that Pokemon have been having for a long time. You can only have so many Pokemon in a Pokedex. I'm sorry, Game Freak. You cannot keep expanding it. You can add a few, you can have one or two, but you have to slow down. By X and Y when the designs look like literally X and Y. Yeah, those were pretty stupid. I did like the deer with the swords bed into their antlers. That was kind of a cool design. Not Kyurem. God, he had a movie named it. The movie where Kyurem showed up. I watched the movie for it. It was pretty decent. Well, I would say that the Mega Evolution is a dragon, and screw off. It is totally a dragon. Also, that's a Gen 1 holdover. Pachirisu was a regional variant of Pikachu. Yeah, Pachirisu. Remember that oh yeah, the regional... Okay, well, they're not regional variants, but they should have just done that. Like, imagine if all the Pikachu clones were just regional Pikachu variants. Except for Mimikyu, obviously, because Mimikyu's whole thing is that it's pretending to be Pikachu. But imagine if every regional alternate thing, like, imagine if Plusle Minoon and Electabuzz, not Electabuzz maybe Electabuzz, I don't know. Was Electabuzz a regional variant of Pikachu? Was there a Johto regional variant? I don't think there was a Johto variant, but if Plusle Minoon and Pachirisu, Kyurem was an interesting concept. Yeah, they just didn't like finish it. Like the whole thing with Kyurem was that they were supposed to like originally be pieces of a larger evil dragon god, and they got split into Zekrom and what was the white one's name? I forget. Reshiram, that was it. Reshiram. And you know, if all three of them combined, I liked the gimmick in Black and White 2 and 1 where you can combine one of them with Kyurem temporarily to form like its partial super form. Electabuzz was from Kanto, OG. Okay, Electabuzz was from... Wait, Electabuzz from Kanto? I could have sworn Electabuzz. Oh, not Electabuzz. I'm not talking about... No, not Electabuzz then. The baby form of Electabuzz is what I was thinking of. I was thinking of the baby form. Yeah, the Kyurem is the husk left behind. Again, though, I will reiterate, I think Fairy type was a mistake. I know that they introduced the Dark type and the Steel type, but like the Steel type already existed to resist dragons, and I feel like making a type that is literally just, it's super effective and resistant to dragons was just like, okay, but we have a super effective type and a resistant type, and we have another super effective type, and a type that's we have a weakness that we like are weak to. Fairy type is stupid as a concept. No, it's not stupid as a concept on its own. On its own, they thought dragons were too powerful and wanted to balance them. I just think they could have done it by making ice types better. Like, legitimately. I feel like they didn't try with ice types. I feel like they were just let ice types suffer. And now they don't have to try. They don't have to make ice types good anymore. Because fairy type is there to cover the gap. I think that's my real, like, it's one of my big problems with it again. It felt like giving up. Like, we can't balance dragons. Let's just make something that, so we don't have to bother with it anymore. We'll just make something that, like, completely nerfs them into the ground. Especially when dragons' gimmick was often that they were really hard to train. Like, dragon types were ridiculously hard to train. Does anyone remember that? Like, they're ridiculously hard. You only get them in the late in the game. I think you're biased. Your reaction to Executor is proof enough. I've chilled out over that. I really have chilled out over that. I'm mostly saying that as a joke these days. But, like, the thing with fairy types I see is that they are essentially steel and ice. The way they deal with dragons combined to a type. And dragons had downsides. They were very hard to train. Never had an issue with training dragon types. Then you have a poor memory. Most dragon types had a very late game payoff to them. They were put effort in early, and you get something cool later. Unless you're talking about Garchomp. Garchomp is the anomaly. Garchomp is the fucking monster dragon type that just wrecks all the shit. But it was also ground, and I think what was ground's weaknesses to? Try to remember. I know Garchomp has like a weakness. Ground Pokemon. Yeah. Yeah, so it's also super effective against ice. Here's why Garchomp was dumb. There are no good ice types to use against it. Garchomp has a ×4 weakness to ice. It is a ground and dragon type. An ice type with a decent moveset and decent stats could wreck its shit. It's just that there aren't that many ice types with decent moves and decent stats that can deal with Garchomp. There just aren't. And again, it's that thing for me where it feels like they just gave up on Ice and Steel being the counter and decided to invent a new counter. Which I take issue with, personally. But that's a me thing. You know, maybe you think differently. And we're all entitled to opinion. I don't think there was an easy solution. Because dragon types were powerful. I remember, don't get me wrong, I think dragon types needed something to nerf them. I'm not arguing that. I just think they should have done it by making ice type Pokemon better and not garbage. Because I remember Gen 3. Do you guys remember Latios and Latias with the Soul Dew? Oh my gods. I actually have flashbacks to those two. Because here's the thing. I was not a competitive Pokemon player when it came to the games. However, I went to a Pokemon tournament that was being held at my local LGS because I used to play the Pokemon trading card game. And I walked in with my Pokemon, and I'm like, I've played a few games with other friends or people like that I've talked to before. I have a pretty decent team. I did not have Latios and Latios on my team. I did not know they were meta. My team got bulldozed by Latios and Latios. Actually, a lot of my other Pokemon were pretty decent, like, looking back. I can't remember exactly what they were. I do remember that other people were playing these other Pokemon in their teams with some of the moves I played even. But I didn't have Latios and Latias. And so Latios and Latias with the Soul Dew steamrolled the ever-loving shit. I know they eventually banned the Soul Dew. They did. But my gods, those two were still unstoppable. So yes, dragon types were powerful and they needed meta ruin Pokemon. I mean, meta ruins everything in that regard then. Like, everything is going to get slightly worse if you only play the meta stuff. That's why I play Commander instead of Modern now. I used to play Modern, but Modern became just too optimized for me. And I now play Commander, which is fun times Magic Gathering, where you slap 100 random cards together and go at each other. In a singleton format, where you can't consistently draw stuff. There's still meta stuff in Commander, but that's, like, literally reserved for a completely, like, subsection of the game called CDH, which I don't play, personally. Die, motherfucker! Get ripped. To be honest, a battle against Rev during Sun and Moon, I got one knockout. Yeah. Like, again, it's not even that it's a problem with dragon types. It was necessarily, for me, at least in my opinion, it was that their counters existed, but their counters were terrible. Steel types were useful against dragons, don't get me wrong. And if they had ever played a steel and dragon type, holy shit, that thing would have swept all the other dragon types like fucking candy. But the problem is, ice types in particular were pretty weak. They aren't generally great Pokemon. Their stats are usually pretty meh. Their moves tend to be mixed. Generally, you either have to like go in all in on a special or physical, whereas dragons can usually very obviously choose one. Not expecting his Arcanine Lightning Charge against his Pelipper. Yeah, when you play the random ass move that gets them. Cynthia's theme song. See, I'll be honest. I had a Garchomp of my own. And I had a god on my side. So I wasn't actually that scared of Cynthia. I brought my legendaries into the Elite Four. I brought my legendaries to fight her. I did not feel that scared. I don't think I had to rematch her. Like, people talk about Cynthia being terrifying. I actually don't remember her being that bad. Maybe that's selective bias because I have such fond memories of Platinum. But I actually don't remember Cynthia being that bad. Although, like, I was the kind of person who did, like, all the side content, too, on my way. It was type coverage. I had legendaries and they got wrecked. Again, I also went for dragon Pokemon, so I had a Garchomp of my own to go after Cynthia, to wreck her shit in. I also had a game guide from Prima. Remember Prima game guides? Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember the Prima game guide? I've been trying to track down old game guides because they're so cool. I love them. They were so much fun. I wish we had those still. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of information online. I do like that, but there's something really nice about all the collected information, just having it in one book. I actually got one for Bloodborne, even though I know that game better than I know my own house. And I know more details that I think are in the game guide. I got it because it has all the nice art, and it has little extra details from the creators. It's just a really nice piece of additional content that games used to have out. Yeah, you wouldn't have been like, oh no, I didn't use it to look at the team comps. I just used it to find what the Pokemon were. No, I had rules. I had rules with my game guide. I don't want to look at the team comps for each gym leader and Elite Four trainer. I specifically did not look at the team comps. Like, when I got to the Elite Four page, I would literally just close my eyes and flip past it. I didn't want to know. I didn't want to know. Wasn't my business. I wanted to be surprised. But I did know that she was the final member of an Elite Four, so she had dragon types. Like, name a final member of Elite Four who doesn't have dragon types. They're all dragon type users, because dragons are just the best. They are the badasses. It helps that, like, a huge number of the legendary Pokemon post Gen 2 are also dragons. Like, a huge portion of legendaries for a while were just dragons. What, like, so you had Rayquaza in Gen 3. You had the entire, like, God trio, or the creation trio in Gen 4. You had Zekrom, Kyurem, and Reshiram in Gen 5. You had, I think, not in Gen 6. I think originally, God, what was it? That was supposed to be a dragon. I think Gen 6 skipped it. And then Gen 7. Did Gen 7 have a dragon type? I feel like Gen 7 had a dragon type, right? Still, regardless, for like, what, 3 generations, there was at least one or more of the main legendaries that were a dragon. Which, to be fair, by the time we got to Gen 6, was half of Pokemon's existence. Oh yeah, let's go, mister! Let's go! Alright, let's bring out my... Alright. Boom! Ah, shit. When people first faced her, it was their first time seeing a spirit bomb. Yeah, I mean, Cynthia's AI is, like, really aggressive. I'm not going to deny that. I still remember when I replayed her in, what was it? Brilliant Diamond, Brilliant Pearl. And I also replayed Platinum on a ROM a while back. I was trying to do a speed run, or, no, it wasn't a speed run. I tried doing Nuzlocke. But I got killed in one of the gyms due to just, like, bad RNG. Also, I wasn't, like, super optimized. I did get the Gibble, though, which was, like, a huge win for me. And then it just was like, nope. Oh, well. You know, they have all these enemies. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's just go ahead and finish that off with the BFG. Yo. Cynthia is easily the most dangerous of the Elite Four. To be fair, I had problems with, what was it? Not, who was the Elite Four? Was it Simon who was the Elite Four in, Hoenn? Because I was younger when I played Hoenn than when I played. I was like in middle school when I played, Platinum, but I was like in elementary school when I played, Emerald and the others. So, like, for me, Steven, I think, was it Steven? Who was he? I think Steven, yeah, Steven was the champion in Hoenn, who was more challenging, because I played him when I was younger and didn't know as much about the games, essentially. I feel like a lot of it's, like, your first try. Like, I remember back when the Elite Four used to give me, like, actual nightmares when I was younger for Hoenn. And Hoenn's Elite Four wasn't even that tough. I was just bad at the game. Because I was a dumb little child. Steven, yeah. So, like, I feel like it's more what was your kind of your introduction. Though, to be fair, even by introduction standards, I still say Cynthia is probably, like, the strongest one when it comes to her team comp. Mostly just because Garchomp is stupid. Like, I will freely admit that Garchomp is a powerful Pokemon. I will argue that it's powerful partially because it's so fast, and its main type weakness, you know, the ×4 ice weakness, is essentially the only answer, and all the ice types suck. But I won't deny that the Garchomp is strong, because that's just an objective fact. And as a result, Cynthia essentially had one of the strongest Pokemon, especially relative to what else was available at the time, to back her up, which is crazy. Alright, let's punch Cthulhu's heart. Oh my god. We are gonna give him some serious heartburn. Let's do it. Let's give Cthulhu heartburn. Holy shit. We just killed an Elder God by blowing up its heart while we're inside it. Emerald had the Sopolis Gym Leader as a champion. Okay, it had the Sopolis Gym Leader as a champion. It did? I thought Steven was the champion, though. Or was he, like, the late game after the Elite Four fight, I guess? Yeah, Wallace was the champion. Huh, weird. No, Wallace wasn't the Sopolis Gym Leader. Sopolis Gym Leader was someone else. That was, Yuan. Juan was the Sopolis Gym Leader. Wallace was the Elite Four. Steven was the champion in Ruby and Sapphire. Really? Most of the gym leaders. Oh. Okay. Well, to be fair, I played Ruby and Sapphire as well around the same time. So. You still fought Steven, though, didn't you? Yeah, wasn't he like... He might have been after a game fight, though. Hello, mister. I feel like I'm the Demo Man again. Look, it's the Demo Man's little tube rocket. Yeah. I did like Wally, though. Wally was actually a really fun rival. I enjoyed having Wally as a rival, because he was like, I'd catch my first Pokemon. You're gonna help me catch my first... It felt less like he was a rival who we were supposed to make fun of, and more like we were Wally's rival, you know? Like, we were the person he looked up to. Wally was great. Wally was such a good part. I liked how we were introducing someone to catch a Pokemon, and we were helping him out, and then we were fighting him. He's like, I want to show you how strong I've gotten, Senpai. It's like, I haven't quite reached your level yet. Like, we were essentially the older brother character. God, we really did just murder Cthulhu. Beautiful. Freedom! We were what Wally strived to be, exactly. We got to be the aspirational figure. Instead of constantly racing to catch up with another person who was always ahead of us, we got to, like, actively seek out this, you know, this character, and we got to help mold their growth and see them grow and get better. And go from being, like, a complete scrub to actually go... We essentially were the rival character, which is such a cool idea. Also, Barry. Barry had so much personality compared to all the other rivals. I mean, I know Silver had the whole, he was actually a criminal who stole a Pokemon thing, but personality-wise, he didn't have a lot of, like, actual personality in our conversations. Barry was just so emotional, it was cute. It was like, he was like, oh my god, I'm panicking, I'm constantly panicking over everything. It's great. Also, Dawn. See, the thing with Dawn is, like, she was in the Pokemon anime. I know she was, like, sort of like a playable character in, like, the girl playable character, essentially. But, like, damn, she was easily the best companion for Ash. I know people like Misty, but I got tired of the whole two jokes of, I have bug Pokemon, and, I hate bug Pokemon, I'm scared of bugs, and Ash, you're gonna repay me for my fucking bike. Misty, you're never getting that bike back, I'm sorry. That bike is gone, Misty. You're not getting the money. He doesn't have it. Oh, man, oh, man. Imagine the most expensive thing you could possibly buy was a bike. Imagine, live in a world where transportation is, like, nearly free. And, healthcare is essentially just, like, walk in there and a machine instantly heals you. And, oh, gods. And then you go to, like, and then you go to a bike shop and it's like, yes, that'll be $1 million. Remember the bike price? Like, that's insane.
Their signal is surrounded by enemy targets.
Pokies are utopias. Aside from the bike dealing cartel, the bike dealer cartel, Barry gets lots of character growth. He starts with the inferiority complex, with dabbing a frontier brain, thus leading him to have a very impulsive personality. Yeah, he also sees with us the legendary Pokemon, so Barry also gets drawn into the legendary quest, which is cool. Like, he saw the legendary Pokemon in the lake with us, so he's, like, there for the ride. It's not like we're the chosen one. I mean, we end up being the chosen one, basically, but Barry is also a contender for that title. Which is good. Good. It's fleshing out characters, making them more interesting, making them a bit unique. Hello, mister. We're gonna grab... Boom! Boom! And rip you apart. Literally, he also forced you in front of his own weaknesses, literally the most brutal way. Yeah, Barry was great. And of course, if we're talking about, like, characters who tagged along with Ash, you know, I do like Kairos a bit. I do. I think she had interesting things going on. And the fact she wants to be, like, get stronger so she can be a better gym leader was really interesting. Although, I can't remember how that played out. Like, I'd always wondered if Iris would actually, like, end up having to battle Ash for the gym badge or something. But I can't remember if they ever did that in the show or not. Because, again, I kind of tuned out around near the end of Black and White. Brock is OG Classic. Max is also really good. May is also a pretty good protagonist, but she felt like Dawn 1.0. Like, she was Dawn without the extra character growth, it felt like. Because Dawn had, like, not just, like, the character growth of, I want to do something other than battling. She also had the whole thing where her mom was like a big contest star, and so she was trying to live up to that. Plus, Dawn has some of the best, aside from Ash at least, has some of the best sidekick Pokemon. Bunnery and Piplup are icons, and should have become permanent parts of the show. I'm sorry. Like, the fact that Piplup and Bunnery are not permanent parts of the show, because they want to have a side character Pokemon that's like a starter from that region every generation, that's basically what they did. They had Torchic with May, they had Piplup with Dawn. They wanted to kind of keep, like, starters or, like, an elemental trio. Bunnery and Piplup were the iconic secondary cast members. They had their own personalities. Piplup had that, like, weird pseudo-arrogance thing going on with Pikachu, whereas Bunnery had the huge crush. It was great. Dawn played off of Ash in the same way that her Pokemon played off Pikachu, which is so good. And we even got Brock back, so you can even say it's actually the best trio, because Brock was there too. Like, all that's missing is, I guess, Max, because I kind of liked how Max basically took on the role of parenting Brock, which was always funny to see. I kind of liked him. I'll never forgive Snivy for beating down Pikachu at this point. Snivy was a bit arrogant, I won't deny that. Even Charizard respected Pikachu. Everybody knows Pikachu is in charge here. Pikachu showed he was in charge from day one by giving Ash Electroshock. Krogunk took Max's role. Oh, right, Krogunk did take Max's role. I forgot about that. So, yeah, you have the whole team. Yeah, it's great. Like, it's so good. Diamond and Pearl is at the... Even if you don't agree with the games... Diamond and Pearl is where the TV show peaked. Clearly. I will say there are parts of the first series in the Johto series that are clearly cool. They had several emotional episodes, the Butterfree episode, the one on Mount Moon. All of those things are iconic. I don't deny that. But, and hear me out here. Uh-oh. What's going on?
Her energy is too powerful.
Bunnery, yes. Bunnery is one of the best side Pokemon to ever grace the series. And you got Piplup. Piplup was just so... about themselves. Huh?
She has the spirit.
Oh, an ancient god within her. Okay, cool.
You are
Descendants of this realm.
Here, her energy
She becomes fully realized.
realized.
Doom Guy's gonna rip that head off your shoulders. You know that, right?
And it can be harnessed.
Okay. Doom Guy is going to kill you for that. Oh, the traitor. He's in a Doom game. Yeah, he forgot. Oh, no, no, no. Dude, come on. You had your chance. I got the Bunnery gifts on standby. Frederick is a big Bunnery fan. Take of that what you will. Okay. They're doing some weird magic shit. Oh, man. Oh, no. Simp. Yes, you are a Bunnery simp, Frederick. Why do you mention it? Uh-oh. And he's running like a fucking coward. Of course he is. Of course he frickin' is. Well, that's very unfortunate. Not gonna lie, losing the new Doom identity is cheesy. As, oh, hell. Yeah. But, like, cheese and Doom go together. Like cheese and nachos. Or cheese and bread. Or cheese and basically like any wheat-based device. Yes, I did say wheat-based device. I'm not going to correct myself. I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to stick with calling a sandwich a wheat-based device. Oh. After besting the Slayer, transforms himself using Thera's power. Okay. Let's go kick some demon princess. Let's do this. Murder time. Oh, man.
The Creed came back.
Alone.
And the Slayer. Nothing.
Get him on.
Get him on. Creed.
Bishop Creed.
I still prefer, like, Space Marines versus Cyber Demons.
Where is Thera?
The Slayer came, and there was a struggle.
Oh, no.
We should leave. Now.
Oh, traitor, traitor, traitor. You are a dirty, dirty little traitor. Such a dirty traitor. Oh, you are a bastard.
Everyone out now.
Uh-oh. Wow, he's got those tats. He's got them all over. Look at all the eyes. He's like he's like Mr. 100-Eyed Arcus. Got those eye tattoos all over his chest. It's weird seeing any other expression other than rage on the Doomslayer's face. Like, being surprised even for a moment is weird. Still prefer this fine old sneeze. Wait, there are 3 Cthulhus? Why are there multiple Cthulhus? Which one of you is the real Cthulhu? What is it with recent game franchises and removing the helmets of mass characters? To be fair, like, OG Doom did that. OG Doom showed you the Slayer's face in pixelation. They would have shown you a more detailed model if they wanted, if they could have. Don't act like this is the first time you've seen Doom Guy's face. You saw Doom Guy's face on the status screen of the first Doom game. However, I will admit that it is a actual trend in other directions, yes. There is an example of the people removing characters. I remember the moment I lost all faith in any Halo adaptation was when I heard they took his helmet off. Oh my god, it's DJ. DJ has arrived, everyone. The rare DJ sighting has occurred. Also, what are with these crowns in chat? I don't know. It's something new YouTube is doing. Apparently, YouTube is doing this now. You're being ranked on criteria I don't know. All I know is Nerd Dragon is winning. Code and Assembly is second. You're somehow above Dawnstar despite not having shown up ever. You're somehow above Dawnstar despite never showing up, and I have no idea. I think it might be based around like comments in videos too, not just interactions in the stream. That would probably explain it, because I know you and Nerd Dragon both comment a lot on that kind of stuff. And I know Code and Assembly's been on like every stream for most of the stream a lot of time. So that would probably show. Not even playing the game.
Brutal.
I am above the law.
But you will be worse.
Uh-oh.
Rip and
Tear until
until
it's
it is
done.
done.
Uh-oh. Rip and tear until it's done. I've never played a Doom game. To be fair, until 2016, I hadn't either. I'm serious. I hadn't played the original Doom. I've played a bit of the original Doom. I haven't finished the original Doom, though. They couldn't even kill him while he was unconscious. These little piss ants are not worth jack fucking shit. Doom Guy is literally going to crawl out of the body port Did a lot of clean today. That's good. I really do need to change it. Profile picture, yeah. I really need to clean all in my room. My room is covered in like magic cards and sorcery cards and cans and shit. And there's dust everywhere. Oh, fuck. Oh, we're undead now. Wait, did Doomguy turn into a zombie, but he's still gonna kill demons? Doomguy's a zombie now, guys. Doomguy is literally undead. Damn. Even death cannot stop this man. Damn TDL mad, lol. Oh. Even and then John was a zombie. He was a zombie and he had a roommate. Remember, we had a roommate. She's somewhere in here. Not sure where. Alright. Holy shit. The Berserk power-up is just like everything is one hit. Oh boy. Doomguy is pissed. Doomguy is pissed off. He is so angry a single hit is Sentinel Network. He's so angry a single hit is breaking these monsters into giblets. Oh. Man, oh man. Oh, and I posted in Discord earlier today, but I do have like little characters that I'm gonna be able to use in the review. I basically have like the review pretty much nearing completion. I don't want to rush it. I want it to be good because I spent a lot of time on it, and rushing it at the last minute is how you get it to be sloppy at the end. So I want it to be good. It is coming out, and once I get that out, I should have a lot quicker time with actually making the review for How to Train Your Dragon and Lilo and Stitch. Although I don't know how long it'll take before DMCA will let me post them. But those I'm hoping to get done in about a week each. Take them out. Yeah. Take out the demons. Kill them. Rip their spines out and show them to their dying bodies. Oh wait, they can't see with those dying bodies. Who gives a shit? Just kill them. Okay. Is there like one of those jump things or... God, when Doomguy like spends a few seconds figuring out how he's gonna jump up to the ladder. Oh, here we are. Ah, yes. There we go. Boom. It'll be worth the wait. Hopefully, yes. I hope you guys like the wait. Or, not the wait, but like, I hope you guys like the video when it comes out. It is a book review, which haven't historically given me the most views, but like, I like talking about books, and even if it's a pain in the goddamn ass to find assets to use, I did find some. I found these black and white stills of the main trio of characters, and also Skedicath. I will murder myself and then everyone else. I will murder everyone else and then myself if anything happens to dear Skedi. Spoiler alert. Yay, book review. Review it, you damn nerd. I am trying. I'm trying. The review is written, and I have like pretty character art I can use now. I went ahead and found this black and white line art with a bit of shading, and I went ahead and colored it and then gave it some lighting and some like full shading. And now it looks beautiful. You can actually find them in the Discord general chat if you scroll up a bit. I posted them earlier while talking with Nerd Dragon, and God, it's fantastic. I think they came out really nice, so I'm gonna really enjoy using them. I'm also using some footage from Theros, Beyond Death, and Magic the Gathering because Magic the Gathering is actually weirdly like I'm not going to say generic, but it has so many different worlds and so many different themes that it is weirdly useful for, like, if you need fantasy filler art, essentially. I hop back here because I need to get this gold and go to this little station. If you need, like, fantasy filler art, Magic the Gathering trailers are weirdly applicable in so many situations. The whole God Begets Belief thing was easily Theros, obviously, for me, but, like, there are... excuse me. Other ones, too. I'll probably be having some of the Magic trailers, like, around. Honestly, if I ever have, like, zombies and horror or whatever, or werewolves, I'll probably use Innistrad if I ever have a book like that. Bless me. You need my ArtStation finds. I might need some arts. I might need to check art stations more in the future. I think I have enough now. I think I have enough assets now. If I do the set thing and use them like little puppets. I should be good. I should be good. I keep telling myself that, and eventually it'll be true. But yeah, I did like a full coloring on them. I didn't like wimp out either. I spent a few hours on each of them. Like, I think it was like 2 or 3 hours on each one. So it took me a bit of time, but you're gonna see them a lot. You're gonna see them a lot in the review, so they better look nice. I think they came out great though. Man, I love detonating all the shields. Boom. All right. Boom. Got him. Because I had to find art for my custom MTG sets. Yeah. Oh, man. There is one artist, though, in particular. God, I forget his name, but I wrote it down when I posted them in the Discord chat. He was, like, all-star, and I found him on Twitter. Yes, Twitter is apparently a great place to find art from books. I don't know why. It's not on Blue Sky. I couldn't find, like, anything. To be fair, part of it was the name of the books. Look, I like the Fallen Gods series, but searching for Fallen Gods and God Killer is a good way to get, like, 1,000 results. Like, legitimately. Have you ever tried searching God Killer art? You get a lot of results for that, because it's a pretty common, like, trope. And it shows up in a lot of fantasy worlds. Cromartie High School also. Nobody asked, like, ever, but there are so many shows I want to rewatch and finish, like Hunter x Hunter, Mega XLR, Dan Versus. You never finished Dan Versus? Oh yeah, basically, like, most of the episodes are fire. Go for it. As for Hunter x Hunter, I'm sorry, buddy, but that would require Hunter x Hunter to finish. You do realize it's still on hiatus, I think, right? Like, it's I'm not sure that show's finishing, because I'm not sure the manga's gonna finish. At least One Piece seems to be nearing its end. God, that's also something I just realized recently. One Piece is nearing its end. One Piece will soon end. It almost feels unreal to say that. Like, we are finishing up the animes on the Egghead Island arc. And apparently next is going to be the Alpha, like, the Giant Island arc, essentially. I forget, Elfbad or whatever. And then after that, we just have the One Piece / finishing up the main villain. And, or, you know, Emu and his, like, soldiers or whatever. And that's going to be it. In Texas, only Hunter x Hunter, lol. Hunter x Hunter. It's only in Texas, Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter, fine. Basically, Diablo for casuals. Try looking that up and you were swamped with Fate Zero results. It's not even that you're swamped with, like, other Fate Zero results. It's that you're... Oh, Fate is like... Oh, yeah. Fate Zero, yeah. One Piece is almost finished. One Piece will never... Wait. One Piece is ending? Well, sort of. Yes, the manga is nearing its end. We're in the final main... We're in the final part. And the final part is going to be made up of, like, 3 or 4 arcs, which is going to be, like, Egghead Island arc, which we're in the middle of filming. We're in the middle of debuting anime. After that, it's going to be the Giant Island with Elfbad. And then after that, I think there's going to be one more arc after that, and then we're going to be done. We are, like, literally in the final 3 seasons, like, not for seasons, because Egghead has been, like, 2 different seasons, so probably in, like, the last 6 seasons. But that means it's going to finish this decade. I know. Very shocking news. They will finish sometime this decade. Oh, dude. Regular Show is great. Regular Show is one of the best things Cartoon Network ever made. And they went to space. I guess it really is true. If you live long enough, you will just go to space. Any show that exists long enough will go to space. Although One Piece is gone a surprising amount of time without going to space. Although, seriously, if you have not watched the Egghead Island arc, dude, it's so good. Wasn't One Piece in TV since Yu-Gi-Oh! Post-Alt? Yes. One Piece has been around, dude, since before the year 2000, I think. It is a 1990 manga. And the manga is still going. The manga isn't even done yet. Cyanide happiness always is the way of subverting your expectations. It is, I won't say it's always subverting my expectations. I saw some of it coming. For example, the whole thing with the horse where he has him murder it. And it's like, okay, I see where this is going now. And it's like, and the Xbox is inside of it. I was like, yeah, I knew the Xbox was going to be inside it. I think Adult Swim is trying to bring regular show back. I'm not sure I want that. I feel like regular show, like, ended, like, very definitively for a cartoon that was mostly episodic. It had a very definitive ending. Like, all the characters are grown up in epilogue and they no longer work at the park kind of ending. Yep, One Piece manga came out in 1997, anime in 1999. It is not even a 2000s anime. That's how old One Piece is. Think about that. Imagine that. One Piece is an ancient anime by modern standards. Now, the really cool thing, though, is I'm not even that excited about the end of One Piece as I am about the One Piece. Okay, so for those of you who don't... this is going to be confusing, I think, but essentially, One Piece has a problem. It is so damn long, and there's so much filler in the early seasons. Once you get to the time skip, the filler essentially disappears. There's a bit of it, but not really. It basically disappears after time skip. But gods, getting that time skip takes forever. So, one of the problems they're having with attracting people to watch the new seasons that aren't already fans is, hey, how do we attract people to watch One Piece when Naruto aired in 2002? It's older than Naruto, exactly. It's one of the oldest of the big three, I think. If not, I think it is the oldest of the old big three, which is crazy to think about. Because it's outlasted the other two just so hard. Oh, there we are. I see you now. Boom. Gotcha. But yeah. It is an amazing show. However, it is really hard to recommend it to new people. That's what I was getting at. So, in order to rectify this, they have decided to release it again, but with all the pacing fixed. And they're basically, from what I understand, the plan is essentially to remake the first part of One Piece, everything before the time skip. And it's going to be with new animation, so it's going to look as good as the new stuff. It's going to be released seasonally, and it's going to tell the main story without all the filler bullshit. Because One Piece doesn't really have great filler. It's an amazing show with shit filler, which is generally how it works out. Bleach was kind of a mess. I've heard people say Bleach is good. I just personally think it's kind of meh. But, like, it's good at first, but it gets really repetitive, okay? But Bleach has some actually ridiculously good filler. Bleach has some filler seasons I actually want to watch. Which is weird, because I think the main plot kind of loses steam. One Piece is the opposite. One Piece has really good... Dude, have you seen New Piece? Have you seen new One Piece? Egghead looks so good, man. The fight between, like, Luffy and Kizaru? Holy shit. I love Gear 5. Like, the whole he's the sun god, knee god thing. Oh my god, that whole aesthetic. It's all me. He's essentially Looney Tunes powers, but now he's doing the mask thing where he can make other people's body. He's doing like the live action Mask movie where you can make other people fall under Looney Tunes effects. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's great. I like the early Bleach art style much better than out of all the... Oh yeah, Bleach had style, man. I'm not saying Bleach didn't have style. That's the one thing I have to give Bleach. Like, they literally started the episodes. The opening theme songs were essentially fashion montages. Like, Bleach has some serious style. Design-wise, it has cool designs. It has a lot of good points to it. I can see why it was popular. It's just, I'm a story guy, and the story kind of, you know, isn't the best. Alright, he's dead. Well, he's dead, right? Yeah. I was too busy to watching Cyber Chase. That was long after you probably stopped watching Cyber Chase, my boy. What the? Yes. I do like jump hopping. Let's go, let's go. Boom. Get wrecked. Oh yeah. 4 seasons of High School DxD was stripped away the unique art style. I never watched High School DxD. I tried. I had heard it was at least funny, but it's not my kind of tea. It was very pervy anime for me. Don't get me wrong, it had a lot of shonen action in it, so I tried it, but I wasn't a fan. Nerd Dragon, yes, lol. I did end up finishing Akame I did finish Akame ga Kill, which was like very teenage me angst fest, I guess. Like the world is shit and everybody's like cartoonish. You know, whenever I think back to Akame ga Kill, I think of it like fan fiction. Because it feels like how a lot of fanfic writers will turn every character in a show that's not the main trio or the main characters they focus on into like evil rapists or whatever. Like just generically evil people who are super evil beyond reason for no actual gain. Dude, Cyber Chase is still releasing episodes on season 15? Wait, what? I did not know. Look how pure and innocent soul TDL. Dude, I am not a pure and innocent soul. I just don't go for sexual content. I also watched Elfen Lied. I am not a pure and innocent soul. I watched a naked girl covered in blood rip the head off a security guard using telekinetic vibrating super buzzsaw arms and slowly turned around to show his friends. I'm a different kind of deviant. Oh, also, oh man, I just remembered a show I need to recommend. Okay? I usually recommend this around Halloween, but you should watch this, just period. It's called Shiki. There's a show called Shiki. Watch it. Yes, I know the twist. I know the monster is going to be very obvious. Watch it. The vampires are not the real problem. Watch Shiki. If you have not watched an anime called Shiki, it is one of the greatest horror animes ever. Because it doesn't rely on super detailed art style. It relies on the actual fucking monsters of its cast. I'm not going to tell you what happens. Watch the show. Watch it all the way through. It's not that long. And holy shit, the payoff is huge. It is one of the best shows I've ever watched. Shiki is amazing. A lot of people hear about it and like, oh, it's vampires slowly murdering people in a small town. No, it is so much more than that, and it is so good. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because part of it is watching it all unfold, and watching as everything comes together for everyone. And yes, you're going to figure out the obvious twist really obviously, but in how it ends, holy shit. Oh, all Drawn Together, Limo. Cartoon is hella sexualized. Yeah, Drawn Together is, like, very sexualized. It's good writing, I think. I don't know. I think it's probably a good show. I just couldn't get into it. Oh, man. No, but if you're looking for a horror watch this Halloween, Shiki is definitely one I recommend. It leaves you feeling kind of haunted, but not in a way that a lot of other horror stuff do. It's more psychological, and despite the fact that there are very much vampires. And I'm telling you this because you're going to figure it out very quickly. Like, you're going to figure out there are vampires before the show is even like a tenth of the way done. You may figure it out in, like, episode goddamn 2. Or 1. So you prefer gore than nudity. Welcome to Club Cycle, then. I think. So, yeah, it's... I mean, yeah. I've also watched Blood Sea, so I think I prefer gore is probably actually a pretty good way of describing me. If you want to see a gory anime, actually, watch Blood Sea. Holy shit, that... I think Blood Sea was when Teenage Me was like, alright, the violence is getting a little uncomfortable now. There's a girl who is grabbed by this monster. She's held up down by her legs. And is slowly ripped in two in front of you. It is gruesome and painful and brutal. Blood Sea has some of the goriest scenes in all of anime ever. Like, period. That's saying a lot. There have been a lot of gory animes. Blood Sea is by far the goriest. I know it's a big claim, but it's true. I'm not saying Blood Sea is a good show or anything. It's whatever. Like, it has nuance and depth, and it's based on this other franchise, sort of. But it's... I prefer some gore, I guess. But I'm more into surreal and dark... I mean... Yeah, I'd say there's some surreal shit in dark dialogue, and... Yes, Blood Sea has some of that, yes. Just a bit. Just a little bit, yeah. It looks cruel. Yeah, cruel is probably the best way to describe that show. That might actually be the most accurate description of the show I've ever heard. Cruel and brutal is basically Blood Sea to a T. It holds nothing back. And the ending? Holy shit. Like, they weren't great people, but holy shit. They were just doing a job. God damn. I'm not even sure I'd recommend Blood Sea, but like if you're looking for a pure gore, I actually have a hard time thinking of anything other than maybe Elfen Lied that can surpass it in pure gore. Even then, honestly, Blood Sea might just take the rank. Maybe not quality of gore, but like quantity-wise. Holy shit. I'm just saying in general, like severe over-the-top dark shit doesn't take itself too seriously. I don't think Blood Sea takes itself too seriously. It's almost like a parody of self-serious stuff, but at the same time it's also dark, but like in an almost ridiculous kind of way. Throw that. Boom. Gotcha. I love paralyzing them with my chainsaw shield. I'm not talking about Blood Sea TDL. I don't even know what that is. Understand that what I'm saying I'm into generally. Oh, I'll have to watch that video once I'm done with the stream. I think we're about to be done too. Once this level is finished, we're probably going to go ahead and head out. So let's go ahead and finish this level first. We're pretty far into it. I think we're reaching the end. We need to get the red skull, and then we'll probably proceed to the cutscene, and then we'll probably cut out. Let's go, let's go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, come on. I do like the Doom guy moves freaking fast. Like, when I see a... I like early Family Guy. Yeah, early Family Guy's fine. Honestly, Family Guy has had its ups and downs throughout the whole thing. Basically, anything with Brian and Stewie working together is pretty freaking good, honestly. Like, anytime Brian and Stewie are working together, or have their own episode, or they have, like, one of those Stewie adventure time travel things, even in the later seasons, Family Guy was good with that kind of stuff. I do think it's inevitably lost a lot of gas, but that happens to every show that keeps going for as many seasons as it has. I do really like its Star Wars parodies episodes. They have those set aside as like actual secondary movies they sold on Blu-ray, and I got one of them from my Plex server. I need to get the others. But you can buy the Star Wars special thing they had like as a separate thing, and pretty cool. Ed's World was a classic. What was Ed's World? I actually don't know that one. My knowledge has its limits. Boom! Boom shakalaka. Get wrecked by my shotgun. Yes! In the animation back in the day. Assembly, exactly. Alright, we'll rip that off. Come on, Mr. Komodo. Man, you just took like a lot of damage. Doesn't know Chris Chan either. I was isolated into very obscure parts of the internet. Not the more populous parts when I was very young. I went to the less tread paths of the Bionicle forums and wiki areas and shit. Alright, we're probably about to get our cutscene now. Cool. Yeah, this is definitely like level transition material. Bloodsea, I was watching for plot. You were watching for gore. Don't say otherwise. The only reason I found out about it is because it was in a Watch Mojo list of goriest scenes. Back when I cared about Watch Mojo for a brief, like, week or two. And after I got sick of that, I, like, looked it up because I had heard about it. And I was like, okay, let's see what this is all about. Nerdo, lol. Oingo Boingo and Danny Elfman. Still not making the news because he was arrested a few years ago. I mean, that's a pretty good reason for him to not be making the news. Oh. You know, I miss Matt, Pat. I'm gonna say it. I miss Game Theory. I think the person he got is fine, but it's not him. It's sort of like... he did his best to keep it going, and I know he's still around making, like, decisions for the Theory channels. But I miss Matt, Pat. I miss Matt, Pat. He was, like, a consistent part of the internet for so long. And I really do, like, miss that he's not around anymore as much. Again, I know he's still sort of there, but I do miss his, like, his voice doing the videos. Reason... Although Death Battle is still going strong. If you're looking for, like, old YouTube stuff that's still going really strong, Death Battle just had, like, a Wile E. Coyote versus Tom from Tom and Jerry, which was actually really good. Kinda, but he was arrested for less so. What was he arrested for? Let me guess, was it child porn? I'm just guessing because internet celebrity. TDL on board, where's my Subway Surfers? You'll get your Subway Surfers when I go to hell. Wait, you'll get your Subway Surfers when I go to heaven. There, that's never happening. You'll get my Subway Surfers when I reach heaven. Which, you know, was never going to happen for me. So I think I'm safe now. If I said hell, I'd have to give it to you because, you know, right here. I need to watch that one. Yeah, they've been consistently continuing to release stuff, and they're still doing a good job. Like, legitimately. Their animation budget has increased. Like, they've been getting more and more animation. Like, in a really good way. It just looks great. Boom. 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 Not gonna lie, the Austrian painter wasn't that bad. Put Tom and Jerry against Pixie Dixie and my Jixie, you losers. I mean, they did have Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie. That was fun. That honestly, that video is one of my favorite videos they've ever done, hands down. It was so... I just loved the result. I think Pinkie's made a cameo briefly once or twice too, whenever they do Deadpool, because they keep trying to murder Deadpool, and eventually they finally found a way to kill him, and they were like, God damn it, we killed him using a cartoon god. That's not really fair. And then they accidentally bring him back to life afterwards, and he's just their constant haunter. Because he goes well against so many people, but, they kind of, in universe, they kind of hate him. Pinkamena 2. Pinkamena 2. They're starving the Korean animators. I don't think they're starving the Korean animators. Now the Vietnamese animators, maybe. Alright, got him. Nerdly probably enjoyed that. Nerd probably enjoyed that. I know Code and Assembly likes that one too. Alright. Boom. Boom chakalaka. Let's go. Alright, where's my murder target? Give me my murder target. Davis want murder. Doom guy needs to rip and tear. Wait, why me? It was a joke. Okay, so there is a way to do it. I just need to get up there. Oh my god, so really gonna make the silver complicated. I just want to get to Skull and go to next phase transition. Come on. There's a lot of walking in this level. Shit. Boom. Got it. Got my episode of ponies, but come on. Actually, you have multiple episodes of ponies. They also did a Rainbow Dash episode. I forget. Oh yeah, they put Rainbow Dash up against Starscream. Yes, that is an actual thing. The My Little Pony versus the Transformer. They also had Raven fight Twilight Sparkle. At this point, I'm just waiting for the other two. Like, it just feels inevitable at this point that they're gonna do all of them. All 5 of them. And then Starlight, and then Frederick really won't shut up. Nerly, you probably watch Mr. Hands and Michael Hanley on your own time. Alright. Boom. Got him. I'm just firing rockets until everything's dead. I have all this rocket launcher ammo. It's so nice. So nice when you get to like near the end of the level and you have a bunch of rocket launcher ammo and you're just like, well, ammo respawns, so I might as well use it. Alright. Posting some dimes with a DXD. I will say they look a little bit more, I don't know. I can't see the full designs. Discord kind of like turns them into little boxes, so I actually can't see the whole thing. Hey, look what I have. It's the I'd like to get to the next stage button. Isn't it pretty? Boom. Let's go, let's go. Here we are, here we are. And I need to watch Toradora. Have not seen Toradora either. I'm really hyped for the next season of Jujutsu Kaisen. Like, I want to see what happens now that they took out Gojo. And now the curses are been released upon the world and the balance of power is shifted, and now we're gonna get the guy from like the Jujutsu Kaisen Zero movie to show up. So it's gonna be fun. Alright. Open up this gate. By the way, hot take, but Friendship is Witchcraft blows Helsing apart. Richard out the window. I haven't seen Friendship is Witchcraft, actually. Same anime design you constantly see over and over. Oh, you mean the Kirito face? I know what Kirito face, where like, you could put like 1,000 different protagonists from the 2000s and 2010s, and they all have the exact same face shape. What the? Payment required. Doom guy. It's like, payment required. Doom guy shoots him in the face with a shotgun. Caron the ferryman asked him for $1, and he got a shotgun blast to the face. That's worth about the same amount of money, right? Given the kind of rounds Doom guy shoots. I mean...
Scan. Routing to bridge.
Alright. I guess we just gotta get to this last, like, arena. Holy shoot. Wow, this really is like a demon transport ship, huh? Oh my god. Just stop already. Boom. Charlie the Unicorn. Oh, that was a... I did see that. I did watch that. I wasn't that much of a shut-in, okay? I did see that at least. Boom. Take him out. Alright. Where's my Subway Surfers? No. Bad DJ. Bad DJ. You're not getting Subway Surfers. You're getting Temple Run. You're gonna like it. You'll get Temple Run. You'll like it. It's also an... we have Endless Runner at home, DJ. It's the OG. Baby still wants bottle. Oh, I got an achievement. Oh, no, wait. It's a game recording error. I forgot that Steam does recording, too. I do like Steam's recorder. I've been using it to capture footage on my own time. That's how I captured the Skyrim horse footage for that murder horse bit. Needle to the face. Your face is... I like how the face literally becomes like ground beef. Like, the bullets in this game do actual damage to the demons. That's actually pretty cool. Josar, Steven, Stone of Asia. Baby one bottle. Well, Baby's gonna get knockoff bottle. How about that? Is knockoff bottle good enough? It has ilk. It's sort of like milk, but not quite. Alright, what am I missing? What around here do I still need to kill? Oh, hello. Ooh, is that a power-up I see? Give me. Woo! Let's go! Yeah, that's not doing anything. There has to be other enemies I can kill. Hey! Alright. Let's do this. When can I get Wait, what? Ask Sobek. I don't know. I'm not... do I look like Sobek? Like, legitimately, I'm actually worried here. Do I look like Sobek to you? Do I look like the Egyptian god of fertility? No? Then go ask, you can go ask Mr. Alligator. He's a little busy pummeling me to death, though. And then dying. You don't fuck with Doom Guy. Look at that face. Like, this thing... These guns actually, like, melt demon faces off. Like, holy shit. Alright. Kill the leader time. We're just gonna, like, wrap this up real quick. With a nice, good old burst of the ballista. Beat its face. Let's go. Alright, I think that's gonna be it. There we go. We have the power. The power of ammo is ours. Alright, we'll get one more cutscene, and this should probably... Oh, come on, there's another arena? Wow, okay, I will say the game is getting a little... Getting a little arena happy. Like, okay, there's levels, and then there's... levels. Holy shit. I'm alive. Assembly, no, go back to sleep. We have awakened assembly. I have an idea. I'm like wondering when this level is gonna end. My gods. Okay, here we go. We gotta get a slow-moving platform. Hey, buddy, you're not living. By the time I get up here, you're gonna be dead. Yeah, I should be about to get in bed. Don't worry, the game is about to end, I swear. I keep saying that in the hopes that the next objective marker position will be to, like, finally end. But it does just seem to keep going and going and going, huh? Wow, I'm ripping through the level now, though. Damn. Okay, wait, I think this is it. I think this is it. Well, it's an elevator, so either we're gonna end or we're gonna get another boss fight. I don't know which one. Good night, Assembly. Good night. I will be ending soon. You guys are the reason I'm depressed. Really? We're the reason you're depressed? I mean, the world has so many other things to be depressed over. I would have thought, like, any of the 1,000 other things would be the reason. Ah, yes. The door. Yay! Cutscene! Look how zombified we look. Wow, we sure do look ugly. Aw, the steering wheel's alive, and it thinks it has a choice. This is such a wholesome community. I know, right? We talk about kids shows. Man, I didn't know Doom Guy went full zombie. I guess when you're friends with, like, literal angel gods, you can kind of just, like... I mean, friends is a strong word, I guess. Acquaintances with angel gods. You can kind of just, like, do whatever you feel like. You know? I am Polish Dragon. I am Smok... Walewski. I'm an American dragon, not from New York, and also not a rapper. I need to qualify that because of Disney. Nope, a blue ugly dragon, a brony, and assembly are why I'm depressed. Wait, so you're okay with Nerd Dragon, but not okay with me? I feel so disappointed in myself. I feel so disappointed. Anyway, I think this is going to be it for tonight, guys. This has still been really fun, but I think we are going to take a bit of a break from Doom, and next week, when we're going to be trying out Pal World again, because why not? Imagine being American. Couldn't be me. Trust me, I'm not a fan of it either. Quite frankly, if I could, like, roll those dice on what country I was born in again, I might actually try it. He's an American dragon. God, I knew that reference was coming. I knew one of you were going to bring it up. God, fucking hell. Man, is it too late to change countries? Anyway. I will see you guys all next time. And I guess we'll be continuing with Expedition 33, and then next week, do I have an OnlyFans? No. No, just no. Just no, DJ. No. No. No, I do not. See ya.